Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, it is.
Good evening, everyone. So today we'll be starting with a new topic that is Introduction to Augmented Reality, AR, and Virtual Reality VR. So in the previous weeks, we had been talking about Golang, and we have completed the almost the basic part of that Golang. So this week, I decided that I'll be starting with a new topic. We'll be continuing with the implementation part of the Golang in the nearer upcoming weeks. But today we'll be talking about the augmented reality and the virtual reality because these two topics are recently very trendy. Because these topics are recently trending a lot because there are various types of application games which are using these technologies, that is augmented reality and virtual reality, which makes it more and more important. If you are a if you are a tech person, so you must be knowing about these persons, so these technologies. So today we'll be the only the introduction part of these augmented reality and virtual reality. So let's begin it. So the first question is, what is augmented reality, that is AI? So the definition says that augmented reality overlays digital information and objects onto real world through a device like smartphones or AR glasses. So examples for augmented reality is Pokemon Go, Snapchat filters, IKEA Place app. So exactly what is augmented reality? So we might have come across various games, like example the first game, that is the Pokemon Go game. So when this particular game is even available in the Play Store, so if anybody wants to see this game, he or she can definitely go in the Google Play Store and can download and see what exactly augmented reality looks like. So exactly in augmented realities, we are using real world entities, and we are making augmented reality in the real world entities only. So what augmented reality means? So augmented reality means adding artificial, or you can say non-living objects into real world entity. That is simply, in simple sense, we can understand that that is augmented reality. And in augmented reality, the difference is simple, that in this the real world entities must be there, and if the real world entity is missing, then we can't term that technology as augmented reality. Like in Pokemon Go, there's a feature related to a camera feature, that is the user has to open his or her camera while playing that game. And in that game, it is a simple game where the camera of the particular device which the gamer is using will be switched on, and Pokemons will appear after a certain interval of time, and the person has to catch them with the help of the Pokemon ball. Similarly, Snapchat filter is another example. So many of the users might have used Snapchat filter as well, where there are different types of emojis, text animations, etc. And we can apply those animations and emojis even onto our faces as well as onto the other. So this particular entire process, which in which we are using the filter, is completely comes under the term that is augmented reality. So augmented reality is like adding artificial tech and digital technologies into real world entities is known as augmented reality. So now what is virtual reality? So the minor difference between AR and VR is that in AR, with the real time access must be there of the world. But in virtual reality, the real world is not used. It is completely isolate that it is like an user isolating his or herself from the real world. So in virtual reality, there will be a virtual world which will be completely animated, and it will be a different place of a world that can even exist or even can't. Like the example is Occlusion Rift, PlayStation VR, and Google Cardboard. So these are the most common types of virtual reality platforms which we as a user could see, even because these particular virtual reality platforms are given and are available in the internet as well. So what exactly virtual reality definition says? So virtual reality creates a fully immersive digital environment, isolating users from the real world and making them feel as if they are in different place of the world. So augmented reality and virtual reality, these two are one of the most important technology which will be a essential part of a human being in the upcoming future, because these technologies are basically used and meant for it is basically invented for an individual, so that he or she can perform multiple tasks by sitting at a one particular place, whether it is his or her home or an office. And this particular technology can even help in education platform, healthcare platforms. And about these topics we'll be talking about these particular use of AR and VR in the upcoming sites as well. So let's move on. So what is the key difference between AR and VR? So what is the augmented reality says that it enhances the real world, and the user remains in the real environment and interacts with real and virtual objects. So augmented reality, as I previously mentioned, that in augmented reality, real world is an important entity, but we are adding virtual or artificial objects into the real world. So, but the genuine connection which is between the user and the real world is not being broken up in augmented reality. Whereas in virtual reality, it is completely immersive. That is, a user is isolating from the real world and interaction within the virtual environment. That is, a user is in some other isolated world. It is not a real world entity, and even interaction is not between two real people. It is just like a virtual type of interaction where multiple users can interact and talk with each other by the use of a 3D model of his, which is known as an avatar. And there's a microphone feature which can be used to talk to another avatar of his or her friend, or whatever the person he or she might have to talk to. So this is the key difference which augmented reality and virtual reality holds. So now we'll be talking about augmented reality technology components. So in augmented reality, there are two components that is related to hardware and software. So in augmented realities, in terms of hardware components, camera, sensors, displays, smartphones, and augmented glasses are one of the important components. So like I talked about the Pokemon Go game. So in the Pokemon Go game, I talked about that there is a camera which the user has to switch it on while using that particular game. And he or she is given a map, and he or she has to move around in that particular map. And after some interval of times, Pokemons will appear and the person has to catch them. So this particular game entirely works by having hardware components like cameras. Even sensors are available in that particular games. Like if a person is catching a Pokemon, there will be a vibration feature which is being added in that particular game, that if a person catches that Pokemon, the Pokemon will be captured in the Pokemon ball, and there will be a vibration which confirms that the Pokemon has been captured. So these are the components that comes over there in the hardware components. Whereas in the software components, AR software development kits are required, computer visions and real-time rendering systems are required. So real-time rendering system is a system where the real-world entities are being mapped and are rendered on a daily basis. That is, the changes which are taking place on that particular place is tracked continuously, and is even made into that particular software of real-time rendering. As well as computer visions are being used for proper and more advanced vision features for AR technology, which is one of the important component, because computer vision not only used in augmented reality, but is even used in virtual reality. So in both augmented reality and virtual reality, computer vision is one of the important points. Now we'll be talking about the VR technology components. So again, there are two types of components, that is the hardware and the software components. So in the hardware components, we will be having a VR headset, motion controller, sensors, whereas in the software that we have virtual reality, software development kits, 3D modeling and simulation, and real-time rendering. So in the hardware components, VR headset plays a very important role because the experience of the virtual reality is best when we use a VR headset, because in that scenario we get a experience of a real time uh, experience over there. That is the avatar which the human is having or has created in virtual reality. It seems that it is nothing else but the real person who is standing in a virtual reality room or a monument or a place or a park, whatever the technology has created, the virtual real environment. And the motion controllers are being even provided, that is we can get the touch sense feature, fighting feature, pressing feature, etc. As well as sensor are being provided, which makes us feel like as if a person is touching a particular plant in an augmented reality world, then by the help of a sensor feature, we come to experience that real sense within our body as well. And in the software part, that is a 3D modeling and simulation is another important thing, because virtual reality without 3D model is not possible. And 3D modeling is also one of the technology trend that is continuously growing recently, because virtual reality, as I talked about in the beginning, that it is increasing, the scope of virtual reality and augmented reality is increasing nowadays. And to make virtual reality, 3D modeling is one of the important point. So if a person knows how to make 3D models, and more importantly a model which is not only good looking but also is real time looking, then he or she can have a great career in augmented reality and in virtual reality part. So now we'll be talking about the application of the augmented reality. So here there are four main points where augmented reality has a great application. That is, first is education, where interactive learning and experiences can be used. So augmented reality can be used to make education more interactive, and even learning more better and easy, because in augmented reality, children will be able to know about the different things in a more easy and understandable manner. Whereas in healthcare facilities like surgery, simulation, diagnostics, etc., will not only help the doctors but also will reduce the extra charges which are being put on the training of an individual or a doctor before he or she becomes a good and a senior one. So, by the help of surgery simulation and more understanding part as well in the healthcare sector would also be there. Retail virtual try-ons enhance shopping experience. Virtual realities can even be used in shopping purpose, because we might have heard about lens card. So lens card is providing a feature where we have to scan our face, and on the basis of that the lens card will be providing us with the different types of glasses, and we on the basis of that we could decide which particular glass suits our face. So this is another use of the augmented reality. And in gaming experience, again augmented reality, as I'm mentioning it from the starting about that Go game. So in gaming, that particular real-time world access can be used in gaming purpose. Now we'll be talking about applications of VR. So in education sector, immersive learning and environment is being provided. Like you might have heard about that recently last year, Geo released a Geo AR headset, VR headset, where Geo promised that this particular headset is being used and will be used by students for having a better experience in terms of learning, because they've even said that they are adding some features like student supports, where the student can see how exactly a machine or a particular device exactly works, and how the interior of that particular device works, and how like in science there are multiple things like about the planetary systems. If a person wants to study a about planetary system, then he or she can use the planetary system VR model over which is available in the VR headset, and he or she can use that to have a better experience of that. So that particular thing can come under the education part. Whereas again in the healthcare center, therapy, medicine, and training is another important thing which will not only reduce the money but also will help the juniors who are surgeons to become more and more effective in terms of healthcare. Entertainment purpose is another thing, like virtual concerts can be created, immersive learning and gaming part can be there. Training like simulation for pilots and military. So training is another, and even virtual reality concept is being used in Indian Air Force as well. So if you are planning to give an FCAT exam after the fourth year of your college, then you can encounter this particular simulation related to a fighter plane or on a normal plane, and you can encounter it there in while training in the FCAT Academy. So, in that particular stage, the pilot can see the interior of a plane without sitting in the original one, and can learn about exactly how a plane is being controlled and how he or she has to fly the plane. So, these were all related to the application part. So, future trends in AR and VR, that is another aspect which we have to talk about. So, in future aspect, improved hardware, more lightweighted and compatible devices. So, as I in the beginning talked about that, this particular trend is increasing nowadays, and even at in the beginning, I told you about that. This particular technology can be used to reduce the work of an individual, like if a person wants to perform multiple tasks in a day, like he is having three meetings in a day, but he can only be present in one particular meeting, so he or she can use his avatar model in virtual reality to attend more meetings over there. And this particular feature is being used even in geo offices as well, because there several virtual reality meetings are happening. And even when last year Akash Ambani launched the VR headset of Geo, he even did that meeting with the help of that. So it is moreover a lightweighted and comfortable, and even devices related to AR and VR also are also not very heavy, that can create any discomfort to an individual. Enhance internal activity, more natural user interfaces, integrity with AI, smarter and more responsive environments, expansion in industries, wider adoption across various sectors. Like if in the nearer future, there's a news that was recently trending, and I read that in the nearer future, uh, humans will be replaced by AI. That you might have heard about this, but exactly, do you think that this will happen? It's not the real thing, because in the nearer future, virtual reality will be a concept where AI will replace the human beings. Like in that case, I talked about avatars. So every individual will be having an avatar, and he or she can be using that avatar to do multiple tasks, whether it is an interview or it is doing some team meeting or launching an event. So there, this particular AR and VR technologies can be used over there. Moreover, it is a smarter way and also a responsive way to do another task. Like nowadays, AI is recently very trending. So if you are using AR and VR over there, so this will create a more smarter impact on the person, that the person in front of you is having a better knowledge about related to AR and VR, and he's actually adopting the recent market trends. So this will create a positive impact in front of the interviewer or person who is having or who is working with you. So these were the topics, the futures and the future scope of AR and VR that could make AR and VR more and more popular in the nearer future. So let's talk about the summary of the entire PPT. That is, AR and VR are transforming technologies that are reshaping the way we interact with the world and the digital information. With continuous advancement, they also hold immense potential for the future. Like the summary says that. AR and VR is transforming the technology trends that are available in the market. And by the help of AR and VR, we can transform the digital world into a advanced world where which is having an immense potential for not only for the present but also for the future generation. So this is exactly how AR and VR looks like. That was all from my side. I have not mentioned the interview question in this particular PPT because this was the introduction part related to both AR and VR, and the questions which will be asked in the interview session is not related to the basic part. It is related to how exactly our working model is working. So this particular, all those particular topics we'll be discussing in the upcoming weeks. So, well, if you have any question related to all the topics which I have covered so far related to the introduction part, then you can definitely ask me. Is there any question?
No, we don't have any questions right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I start my presentation now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my screen is visible to all.
Yes, it's visible.
So in my previous session, I explained all basic GitHub commands. And at the end of my previous presentation, I tell you about source tree. So source trees are basically software by which we can see the process of commits. Like in GitHub, there are only commands are visible and the actions of commands are visible. But we can't know the structure, how the branch is created and where the branch is created in main repository in a main master branch. So with the help of source tree, we can get to know where the branch is created and in which instance commit is done. So source tree is basically a software given by Atlassian. It is a very famous company. Okay, so you can download it by the help of Google. So after downloading the executable file is downloaded, and you can view the registration part. Like here, Bitbucket Cloud, like in the first line, source tree is provided by Atlassian. Okay, so you can also connect source tree to other services like GitHub, GitLab, and Azure DevOps later. So Bitbucket Cloud and Bitbucket Server. Bitbucket is similar to GitHub, like it will also provide the hosting process like GitHub Desktop provided. So it is very similar, but it is also integration with the Git, like source tree is also integration with many platforms like GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket and all. So here you will click on create a free account and all done all the registration process and preferences. After all that, you can see the interface like this. So this is the main interface after you will done all the process and create an account. And after that, you will click here local and select your repository like select your directory folder from your local computer, and this will open this like structure. So this structure like how the branch is created, and like at the starting the commit is hello, and at the starting this branch is created. uh, this branch have no name because I deleted from when I come in this portion. But this is a very simple GUI. This source tree provide a very simple GUI for GitHub. GitHub is sorry Git. Git is simply a version like there is no GUI provided. But with the help of source tree, we can see there are many structure how the commits is performed in a sequence in a master branch or in another branch. Like at the starting, you can see hello, and there at this instance a branch is created. If you done these commands like creating a branch in GitHub, you can't see that we are working on a master branch. Actually, you see that in the red portion of master, there is a mention that there is a branch name change, like master to new. So new is a branch. So, but you can't see the structure. So with the help of source tree, you can clearly see there is a structure provided, like this position where cursor is points, this position we merge the master and the branch name. Like I explained in my previous session how the merging is done, like one way merge and three-way merge. At this instance, the three-way merge is performed because if we done one-way merge, then at this instance only pointer will move to this. But in the three-way merge, there are extra commits in master branch and also in new branch. So in this position, you can apply the three-way merge, and after three-way merge, then again you can commit, and these structure is as so with the help of diagram, with the help of graph. So it is very easy to understand. And if you click on like branches, if firstly I will edit this into the this portion, so you can clearly see how the thing is done. Like I if write like like write the source tree. Okay, so you can clearly see if you see my previous sessions that I will explain how the file is modified. You can see. So here you will see that 5 points I mentioned in my previous presentation, that how you can see that my file is modified form. So here is a line, here is a M, here is a star, and here is M, and one part that is one. Here is also you can see that my previous file is modified, and you can see if you go this time to the source tree, here you will see at 1 point commit. Like here you will see that something is changed in my file. So if you go in file status, it will sometimes it will, you have to wait, like it, yeah, it will refresh. Okay, so here you can see the unstaged file. So here with the help of file status, you can get to know that something is edited in my from my previous session to to this next current session. And with the help of like here you will branches, you will write a branch name. Like there I will write the git branch and the branch name, and I mention the name of the branch. But with the help of simple GUI, I directly implement like here branch name, and from the merge we can directly merge the branches. Okay, so it will provide the simple graphical user interface. It is a complete graphical user interface, which we can say. Like if I have to shift the head pointer, so I use the git checkout command. But here if I wanted to move the head pointer, just I double click here and just I click on OK. So okay, just close it. What is mentioned? Git please commit. Okay, I just edited the part something here. Okay, just if like I committed it so that it will be easy. So with if you want to commit this, just write the message our fifth commit. Actually, yes, our fifth commit. It is a random message. Like if I click here, it will stage and commit both the thing. Okay, so you can see there is no M and star is mentioned. So the commit is done. If I go here like source tree, so just I skip this, and you see that we are increase one single commit. So you are in here. Like if this time I wanted to move my head, so I just click on this, and you can clearly see that head points to this branch. So I just don't use any other command to shift our pointer or head to another commit portion. So the it is complete explanation like how the source tree you can use simply like GitHub is desktop is also easy to work, but sometimes it take some problems. So you can like what is plus zero and what is minus two. I explained in my previous presentation, but these types of difficulties in not is present in source tree software. So I move in my presentation forward, and just you see like this is the user interface I will mention in my presentation. Here you also mention number of branches. Like if you created some branches, you will not know how much number of branches is present in my repository or oh, sorry in directory. So here the branches name is mentioned. Okay. So today I'll start. Firstly, I will introduce what is the source tree. That is a simple GUI, a complete GUI for GitHub. But that was not my today's topic. So what is my today's topic is merge conflict. If you see my previous presentation, I have done the three-way merge. At when I was trying to complete the three-way merge commands, then there is a problem arises, that is merge conflict. So what is merge conflict? Merge conflict is basically a problem which arises in three-way merge, which when we are trying to edit the file both in the branches section and in the master branch. Like here you can see merge commits, same files were edited in both branches, like in the master branch also and in the feature one branch. Like this is name is mentioned over there. This is the feature one branch and this is a master branch. So at the starting, this is the master branch and this is the feature one branch. Same files were edited in both branches. Like here, I will create a branch, and at this instance, I edited the file which come from this ancestor. And at this, at the same moment, I just move my head pointer to this commit, and there I also edited these files which are coming from this. So if in this position, if you trying to merge these both commits like these both branches, then this position you will get a merge conflict error which you have to resolve manually, like go on the processes and resolve manually. There is no process to automate, like automatic merge conflicts is resolved, so just move. So what is the in the next slide, merge conflicts don't appear in the fast forward merge. Like there is no master branch commit extra after the instance of when you have created your branch. So there is no instance here. So you just in the fast forward merge conflict is not done because there is no commit present in master branch, so you can't merge like for feature one branch and master one branch with the edited portion, because the edited portion is not present over there. If if fast in the fast forward merge there is no commit present, so you just merge the fast forward merge, apply the commands and head pointer and master points to feature one branch, sorry, feature two branch. So note, merge conflicts only occur in three-way merge technique. I explained why merge conflict is occur in three-way merge technique. It is a deep question. If like someone developer is come, and this question is not asked in interviews, but is a specific question. Why merge conflicts occurs in three-way merge technique? So what we have to plan, like create a new VR3 branch. We can't create VR3 branch. It is the process like we create a new branch. Okay, the branch name is starting with new. Change some files in VR3 branch and committed changes. You can commit changes and apply in the VR3 branch at the instance, like return to the master branch, and this is the process of three-way merge. But in the fourth point, try to merge VR3 into the master branch. There are merge conflict problem is arise. Resolve conflicts like edit file in any editor portion, like Nano editor or Visual Studio Code. With the help of any editor, you can edit the portion and stage all the files, and that commit changes. It will automatically committed, and there will be no merge conflict problem is arises. So just we go to the implementation part of this. Okay, so just give me a second so that I just open my Git bash shell. Okay, so you can see here, it is basically a Git bash shell where you can perform the commands like three-way merge and one-way merge. Okay, so just I use the commands. So cd q4. Q4 is the directory I created in my previous presentation. Like you can clearly see what is the format. This is the Q4. In my previous presentation, I explained with the help of Q4 like three-way merge, and I also merge these branches. So here you are standing, like I double click here and just move to head pointer to this. Okay, we are on the last. Just I change my directory to Q4. So we are on the Q4, and at this position, I just created a branch. Okay, just I commit extra file like rm.txt. Okay, like my source content graph. So here you can see that I just make a file like nano rm.txt. If I wanted to see the status of this, yes. So just give me a second. Wait. So you can see that this file is not staged and not committed. So just I use the command git add dot. It will committed all the and git commit slash minus m. Yeah, we are working on master branch. Okay, just enter. So you can really see our commit is generated. Okay, just it will take some time to refresh it. Like this time, just like I moved it here. Here you can clearly see we are working on a master branch. Is committed is done. We are committing this. So yeah, in this portion, you clearly see that we are working on a master branch. It is created. So sometimes it will take some time to refresh it. So we are created a single commit. Okay. At this instance, just I open here git branch, and I created a branch name like just like F1 at F1 branch I created. So number of branches if you wanted to know, just write this command git branch. So there are two branches F1, and just I move our head pointer to the F1 branch like git checkout F1. So we are switching on the F1 branch. At this instance, just I wanted to commit something. Okay, just I open git bash shell here. Git bash. So git bash shell is there. So here I just write what? Just I make directory. Okay, just I write Q3, not Q2. Just take a Q2. Just change my directory to Q2. And after changing directory, just git init command so that git is present over there. So we are on the git init with the help of git init. We are on the Q2. There I just make two file like r.txt. In there I just write my name and just control X and Y, so it will be safe, and just write the second name of the file is rt capital T over. So just enter and it will okay. Just I write my surname. Just I just write this control X Y. Okay, it will store two text files in the git repository. Okay, inside git repository. And if I want to git hash object to store the basically object slash r .txt/w, it will generate a hash value and it will be stored as an object. And here I will just write capital T.txt, it will store as a, okay, this time just I use the git status command. Just I write git add dot, it will all go to the staging area. After going to the staging area, git commit, I perform git commit. I make a simple structure so that everyone can understand. First commit, simple, okay, in simple words, this is the first commit. So it will generate it, and after this I will just open here, like open. After clicking on the open, I go to the folder where I just store this file, and just here like this, and here what's the name, that is Q2, okay. Just this, just select this, and you will clearly see that what's the main structure. So there is one commit, name is first commit. So at this instance, what I explained, that I explained that merge conflict na. So just git branch is this instance, you will create a branch, name is new, only new, okay. Git branch is created, git checkout, so you will move to the new, and you are on the new at this situation, on the new. And at this point of time, just I open my VS code, okay, just give me a second, so that just I open my VS code. So here my VS code is open now, and just open the folder that is in this section, and where just in the users part, and just in this part, what's the folder name, that is the Q2, it is the folder name is Q2. Just we are on the Q2 side. Just I edited 2 lines, remind my words, edited 2 lines, like what, just quantum computing, okay, and write Quiskit, okay. So this is the addition in the first file. I just write CSC VTech, so it will be here, okay. You clearly see that there are 5 points I explained in my previous presentation, like this is the first point, this is the star is the second point, and this line is the third point, this is the fourth point, and one of points like this M. So there are 5 points by which you can understand the file is in edited form. So here you will commit like second, our first commit in new NEW, okay. Just write it here without using any command, this will directly stage and update. With the help of source tree, you can clearly see sometimes source tree is if source tree is, you have to go to the fast, very fast. Actually source tree is sometimes take a time, okay. Just if I move in the master branch, so here the loading is done, and this time you can clearly see new, first commit in new branch. So there is a branch like new, and if you see that the clear structure. But if I move, like I edited the portion, and I just use the git bash shell, and here I use what git checkout is done, okay. Just move git checkout master, so we are in the master branch, and here you can clearly see that if I refresh it again, so here you can see master is coming. So I just edit these files again and with a different name, like Rudransh Tiwari ESIT. Okay, and here in the T file you just write like data structures, any random name, algorithms. Okay, just these two you can clearly see there is a changes. So second commit on main, directory stage and store it. So with the help of source tree, just sometimes like loading is done. So here you can see the situation is created, and if I want to merge it, just the situation is created for the merge conflict. Just I write git merge, and what branch I have to merge, that is new branch. So here you can clearly see that like just I open it this and auto merging r.txt conflict merge conflict in r.txt, and because we are edited like the same file coming from the same ancestor and edited the portion different in also the main that we call the receiving branch, that's the master branch, or in the new branch. So this is the problem that arrived when you like edited the both in both the files. Okay, git and if like this type merging, master branch merging is C. With the help of this you can understand there is a merge conflict problem. Like this time I just write git status and status. So there are, you can see both are modified. So unmerged path, with the help of git unmerge merge abort, you can abort this merge, but unmerged path are there. Git add this file to mark resolution r.txt and t.txt if you are encountering this problem. And here you are also see like uncommit changes and there is a question mark, that is there is a problem. If you open the VS code, you also see that this is the structure, like this arrow head equal to and this incoming changes. So there are three options, like four options: accept current changes, accept incoming changes, accept both changes, and compare changes. Okay, so here you can see there is a problem arise. Like similar way, I just open my GitHub desktop, so it will also there also you will see that there is some problem. Like if locate, I just want to locate this and move the path where Q2 is located. So just Q2, okay, and select this folder. Okay, just it will open and you will clearly see there is a message like there is a one conflict open in Visual Studio and open in Visual Studio. If I click here, it will directly open the Visual Studio and there is a problem like current changes and the new changes. Okay, if this time I just want that git how many files is present in the staging area, just I write this command. So here you will see there are 3 versions of r.txt and 3 versions of t.txt. If I wanted to know what is the content inside that r.txt and r.txt, like 3 versions is available and 1 2 3 is mentioned over there. So there are 3 files is present. If I want that git cat file command to access to break the hash value, just see, actually this command is not working in VS in git bash shell. I just take 3 or 4 hash value of this, just copy this and paste it, git cat file /p, and just paste this value. So here you can see what's the content, and just I copied this, just erase this and just paste this thing here. this is mentioned, and just take the third value, that this, copy this, paste it here. So here you can see the three versions of my file. Like Rudra is what's the main, this is the main file available, like common ancestor file. What is common ancestor content? I explain in presentation that there is a common ancestor, and the common ancestor is common commit between the master branch and the new branch. So it is the content present in the common ancestor. It is the content present in master in like a new branch, and it is the content present in feature branch, like master branch. So here you can see three types of content present. So similarly, like this content is present, similarly you have the t.txt content also in present in three versions. Like what is the common is the first t.txt, second one is the what is the new branch, third one is the what is the master branch. So there are three special versions of your file is present. Okay, if you have to resolve this, just write the nano command, and what's the file name, r.txt na, just write this as r.txt, and here you will just click, like Rudra is common in both the ones, so Rudra is mentioned over there. Okay, just give me a sec, so that, okay, just I tried, if you want, like this is the common file, like common ancestor, this is the file in another, like this is the file in new branch. So just I want to delete this, just I control K. If you write control K, the content is deleted. I just delete all the content, and I have to write this only, so just control X and Y. Okay, it will store. Like this time, if you write git ls files command to know the files present in the staging area, so just you write git ls files -s. So I have to stage it firstly, okay, because I have edited this, and just git add dot, it will stage. And this time if you write that, here you can see only single file is present, like r.txt and t.txt. okay, actually I deleted, and actually I go to the common portion of that na, isliye that's why this problem this both are changes simultaneously. This time if I run the command git what is merge new, it will clearly okay, what, okay, just I added both the ones, git merge new. Okay, fatal, you have not concluded your merge had existed. Okay, please commit your changes before your merge. Oh, that's why that I has not committed the portion now. Just write the git commit command. Okay, just open in VS Code. So VS Code, oh, like this git merge, this content is available there. Just close this. Like this time you can see the merge is created, and the finally merge portion is created. If you see there, like this, the merge is done. Merge branch new, that is the main point. Like if you wanted to commit anything, you firstly have to stage it. Like I stage the file, but I can't commit it, and I perform some other another actions like git merge. I wanted to merge the two things, but I have not committed. Firstly, if you changes the editing part, a new commit is created, and what is the content inside this, that is mentioned. Like if I review the source tree, like first commit and second commit, and the edited portion of both is also a commit, and firstly you have to commit this and then merge. Okay, so there is a content, like this is another merge A7732. If you go on the portion in this like A7732, you can clearly see that this is the both are same. So a new commit is generated, and inside this commit, if I wanted to know what is the content inside this, just I write git cat file /p and just copy the hash value of this, paste it here. So here you can see that there are 2 parents available and 1 tree is available. If I wanted to know what is the content inside the tree, just I copy this, just with the help of this. So here you can see r.txt, and if you wanted to know what is the content inside these text files, like I have edited many both the parts. So you can clearly see the edited portion is over there. So it will allow the single line. If you want to know what is the content inside the t.txt, so just perform this command, just copy it here, just copy this, paste this. So here you can see, like if there is a single line present, so it will resolve this problem. And inside this, if there is a single line and there is a multi-line comment, multi-line present, so there will be no problem. But both are edited part, like there, if I deleted all the portion, so it will same as the common ancestor, like common ancestor is same with this, and one is changing. So one change is allowed, but both the changes at simultaneously is not allowed. Like in a master also change, in a new branch also change. So one must be same or both must be same. So you have to track all this. Okay, just I start my presentation after this. So just I open this, and here you can see I explained till this point. And observing merge conflict is staging area, like git ls files /s and working directory. Question: if you analyze correctly, try to explain why 3 different versions of the same file is available. Like there is a three portions available. Just if I want to like if you want to see, I see you where what thing I wanted to tell you, like where just where I will perform yes, like this r.txt r.txt r.txt. Why this condition is available? Okay, so why this available is a question, like you have to answer it, because it will changes from, it will take the content from the ancestor. Okay, it will changing there, and it will changing in the new branch, it will change also in the master branch. So at the 3 positions this changes, at the 2 positions the content is changing, and so there are 3 hash values present in the staging area. Okay, so I think you all is understand. Like this in the merging part we have to commit this firstly, because a merge conflict is over there. If you write 3-way merge, you have to you don't have to create a special merging for this. Okay, it will automatically create a new merge, new commit. But if a merge conflict is present, you have to commit it again to perform the actions. Like this is the important point, I just write it here. If there is a merge conflict, you have to commit the files firstly. But if merge conflict is not present directly perform actions of three-way merge, it will automatically generate the commit. So here's the summary of all, and if I move further, like there is three version is present. I firstly tell you that common ancestor content is present as a original content present, like in the both ones, like this here you can clearly see this is the common ancestor. This content is present in also this and in also this. The edited portion is this and new edited portion is this. So there is a conflict. If you have to resolve this conflict, firstly you have to one of them must be same as this or in a single line. If one of them is same, then you have to direct merge it. Otherwise then firstly if there is a conflict present, you have to firstly commit it. Commit is the main key. Like if conflict is present, you have to commit it. Without commit, firstly you can't merge it. Okay, after committing you have to merge it here, and the merge commit has take the value which you have to previously committed. Okay, so this I explain that in main branch this content is present, in new branches this content is present. So resolving merge conflict in terminal manually implementation, you can also resolve with the help of VS Code. You can also resolve it with the help of normal, like I have resolved this problem. Okay, so we will cover in the next section like GitHub and the remote repositories. So basically the Git portion is the main part that I explained today. Like merging is done, like three-way merge, one-way merge, merge conflict. So all these problems are done, and forwarding we are moving towards the we are on the middle portion of GitHub. I like Git. So in the next presentation I just open I tell you about GitHub and remote repositories. So thank you all. Thank you.
Wait a minute. Hello.
Yes, you can continue.
So these are the basic topics which I will cover today: internet, web, request response cycle, and HTTP and HTTPS protocol. So it is not responding. Yes. So firstly, I will make a small recap what I had previously covered in my last presentations. So here are some of the points which I have covered. Like we have seen the basic differences between front end and back end in our previous presentation. Like what are the basic differences? Like front end consists of how we can frame a front end, how many languages are there by which we can make the front end website, how the website looks as a client view. That is basically described by the front end. So languages which are responsible for making the front-end projects like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These are the basic languages which are responsible for making any front view of any websites. Backend technologies include like PHP, JavaScript, and C++. These are the technologies by which we can frame the backend technologies. Or basically, if I want to say, we can add a logic and database to our backend technology so that user can easily do the CRUD operations in the basic websites. We had also covered the technologies or the frameworks which are responsible for making front end. These frameworks include React.js, AngularJS, and these all. And in backend framework, we have already discussed Express, Django in our previous slide. These are rest all are the basic points which you can see, which I had already covered in my previous presentations. Some points like how JavaScript extract out from the browsers like Chrome, which basically runs in Chrome with the help of JS engine. So we have discussed basically in initial stages the engines which are already which are already present with the browsers, and they are only responsible to run JavaScript code. So I have discussed earlier that how that engines is extracted out by some of the smart genius peoples, and after extracting out that engine, we can now implement and execute the JavaScript code outside the browsers also. So here I have written some of the JavaScript engines which are used by the famous browsers nowadays. Chrome uses the V8 engine to run the JavaScript code in his browser. Firefox uses the Monkey engine. Oh, I don't know the full name. Monkey engine. Normally, everyone is saying so. And this is one of the famous browsers, Compass browser. It also uses the Apple engine to run the JavaScript code in his browser. So some points of JS also I have covered in my previous presentation. That how the dynamic nature how the dynamic nature is an important property of JavaScript. Threaded nature of JavaScript I have discussed. Interpreted nature, and little about Node.js. So Node.js cover I have not covered much about Node.js, but here I will tell you something like Node.js is a runtime environment for JavaScript to run the JavaScript program outside the browsers, so that we can easily develop a backend technology with the help of JavaScript, and we can deploy that server which is based on that Node.js technology, so that users can easily interact with the interact or do the CRUD operations in his or her websites. So this I have forget to tell in my previous presentation that the guy who is responsible for extracting the properties of V8 engine outside the Chrome browser and developed a Node.js technology. That name of that guy is Dehel. Ryan Dehel is the guy who is majorly responsible for extracting out that technology from the browsers, and finally created a Node.js. So from now on, I am discussing the topics which I will cover in today's presentation. So first of the topic is what is internet. So we uh, in our daily basis, we try to search out many things in browsers, like many basic stuffs like students are basically solving many of the projects, and they constantly need the stuffs which are already presented over the world. And to access that stuffs, it will have to access the facility of an internet, so that he or she can easily get that stuff in his or her local machines, and can execute his or her project or any basic stuff in his daily basis. So the internet is a massive network of networks of networking infrastructure. So internet is a connection of various networks of computers all over the world. So if I will talk about um, like um, say I will give you one of the fact, like there are total of 13 worldwide routes which are present over the world in different continents. So different continents which holds the massive data hub of all over the world. So to access that data hub, or to access that particular query which is present in those 13 data hubs or 13 worldwide routes, we have to gain the facility of an internet, because internet is only the means by which we can connect to those 13 routes which are situated in over the continent, to grasp our need. What we actually wants, we can grasp all over the world, grasp from the internet. So it connects millions of computers together globally, forming a network in which any computer can communicate with any other computer as long as they are both connected to the internet. So this is the basic definition which you can understand easily. So this is the diagram. Here you can see globally, here is the Earth, which shows that all our computers are connected with this a single what I have to say, single networking thing, which is networking stuff, networking jargon. I have to say, this is a jargon which is called as internet. So all the systems here you can see this is the illustrations which I have taken from the internet. I have also taken this stuff also from the internet. So here you can see how these PCs are connected with the internet so that they can easily share their projects, share their ideas, share their PDFs or all other stuffs easily and globally. And the second point is what is the web? So a World Wide Web, a simple or a simply web is a web of accessing information over the medium of internet. So World Wide Web is a facility which is provided by the internet so that we can is let's again I have to start like internet is a facility by which we can have the access all over the world, and by with the means of that internet we are accessing the facilities of World Wide Web so that easily the files or the projects which I want to share to anyone or I want to access from anyone all over the world, that accessing part is done by World Wide Web, and this facility is provided by the internet. So it is an information sharing model that is built on the top of the internet. So this here you can see this is the information sharing model. So information can be easily shared all over the world with the help of WWW, which is World Wide Web, which is a basic facilities provided by the internet. Now, next is request response cycle. So, what is request response cycle? So, generally, if I want to fetch any request, if I want to say like if I want to know that what is today's temperature right now, so I will open the Google and write what is the today's temperature in Kanpur. So from there I have requested something over the browser, and that browser is uh, is what I have to say, that browser is going to target that request over the servers which are globally deployed all over the world, and with the help of internet only we get some response from those servers, and the medium through which we get that response is World Wide Web. So after requesting that what is the temperature of today's in Kanpur, we get something like 40 degrees Celsius or something. So that is how we get response from the internet, back to the internet. So here is the image. Like he is the normal user which is accessing the browser, and the normal user or the layman user, we call him in our what you have to say, in the development world. If there is a normal user who is accessing something request, we call to that user is client user or client request, who is deploying some request over the browser so that he can access something from that web server. And in return, web server who is deployed over the continent is giving response in terms of some files, and that files is coming through with the help of medium, that is World Wide Web. So these files, like he can get a response in any of the files like HTML .py file, which is a Python file, .php file. This is also a extension of file. So uh, the normal layman user, if he writes something, his query in his browser, and in return he is getting something response over the internet. So that is request response cycle. So that response can come in any of the file types like php, .py, .html, .js, any files. So next is what is HTTP? The full form of HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So hypertext, if I have to say, like here is a normal web browser. Like this is the normal local PC of the client or the normal layman user, and if he want to access something from the server. So firstly, I have to tell what is the server. So normal. If I am a normal or common person and I am having my local PC, so that computer is opened by me when I am feeling any need to open it. When I want that I have to do something from my local PC, then only I can open that PC and complete my work. But a server is a computer system which have to deploy it over what I have to say, over cloud or over any of the global space. But the property which which differentiate between normal computer to server is that server is open or deployed for 24 cross 7 hours. That if we want to get something from server, so it must have to open or it must have to deploy it for 24 cross 7. At any time, if I want to access something, that we must get some information from that server. That computer is called server. So normal computer that the layman user can use in their homes or in their office are normal a client system or a client user, and the computer which is globally situated over the cloud or over the global space, that server which is open for all the users, all the common peoples worldwide for 24 cross 7 hours, that is server. So normal client can put his request over the browser, and that browser is with the help of HTTP request can send his request to the server, and in response server is giving him or her back some of the response, and that response can be in the form of HTML or any of the file. So this is basically the HTTP request. So what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? So now I will discuss about the point what is HTTPS. The full form of HTTPS is Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, or for a secure reason. So this diagram is very important to understand the basic difference between HTTP and HTTPS. So here you can see here is the system or a local system from which any user can send his request to the server, so that he in return he can get response which he wants. So between the passage from sending the request to getting the request back to the client, anyone can, if I am using the HTTP server, HTTP protocol, then anyone come in between can access my information from between. So it is not secure to use HTTP. So that HTTP is not secure. But if I will use the HTTPS protocol, which is a secure protocol, so if I have requested something from my local machine, and that uh, so through the pathway, if anybody tries to access my information in between during the transfer of my information or during the transfer of my request, if anybody wants to access that information, he or she can't access any information. Basically, hackers want to access that information, but because I am using the HTTPS protocol, which is a secured protocol, no one can access my information directly. If he or she tries to access that information, that information is always being encrypted form. Encrypted form means that through any algorithm or already generated algorithm by various of the genius scientists, we can write the normal content into an encrypted form, so that no normal user or a normal person cannot get the original uh, wait a minute. Sorry. Now I'm continuing my presentation. Huh. So then if I am using the HTTP protocol, so in between, if anybody wants to access my information, he or she can easily access my information in between. Or mostly hackers want to access that information. But if I am using the HTTPS protocol, which is a secured protocol, no one can easily get my information, what I am requesting from the server, what I am getting back from the server. No one can easily transcribe that, or no one can easily get that. Uh, and one information I want to also tell you, I also want to tell you that HTTPS is a SSL certified. Means SSL is basically or what I have to say, a company or a uh, mainly the internet hubs, or what I have to say, mainly the company which is giving the SSL certificate, those who are enabling the HTTPS secure protocol. So those who want to get the HTTPS protocol, this HTTPS facility is provided by the SSL certification or the SSL certified peoples, or what I have to say, company. So if I want to have that HTTPS facility, then I have to so that we have to go to the SSL provider, so that we can easily get that facility. So uh, what I have to say. Hmm. So, so my today's presentation is up to this. Now I am covering the some of the basic CMD as well as CMD commands and Visual Studio Terminal commands, so that for further lectures it will easy for us to grasp everything. So now can anyone give me the confirmation they can see my presentations or not? My presentation is visible.
No, it is not visible.
Okay. Now it is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Thank you. So now I'm covering the basic commands, not basic commands related to command line CMD and Visual Studio Code terminals. And today I will not cover all of the commands, but basic commands that how you can, so that it will be easy for us to understand the future upcoming videos by my side. So here you can see now, right now I am in my desktop folder. Right now I am in my desktop folder. So if I will press the Windows plus R, here you can see here is the run terminal is opened. And if we write CMD in this text box and press OK, here you can see my command prompt CMD will be open. So command line is basically the one of the one of the terminal by which easily uh, we easily pass the command line. We can easily give the command line commands to the hardware to so that we can easily get our response back in our local machines. So here you can see right now I am in my C drive in users folder, and inside that user folder there is one other folder which is KTech folder. So here you can see in parallelly I will open this also GUI interface also, so that can easily visible for you. Yes. So right now I am in in right hand side you can see right now I am in C drive in user folder and in KTech folder. So right now in OS folder, which is my C folder, and in this user folder I am in KTech folder. So here you can see uh, this this. So this is the GUI interface where you can see right now I am in this path, and this is a command line or a terminal way where you can see I am in C drive users KTech folder. So this is a GUI way how you can get into how I can get into the KTech folder, and this is the terminal way how I can get into the KTech folder. Now, if I want to move myself from KTech to user folder, or like if I want to move back from this directory, one step back from KTech to users directory, so I can write a command like cd dot dot change directory to the previous directory. So if I will do like this, right now I am in this. Here you can see if I will click like this GUI interface. Here you can see right now I am in C users folder, and here you can also see right now I am in C users folder. Let's say if I want to change the directory, like right now I am in my D drive, so I can write.
Okay, so you will
So
continue.
okay, I will continue. So I have discussed that how can I change the drive from C to D using the command like this, using this D double colon. So right now in my D drive, through you can see in my CMD terminal, and this is a GUI interface of it. So if I want to see how many folders or files which are present in this D drive, so there are total 13 folders and one file which is present in this D drive. And if I want to see through terminal, so what will be the command to see how many folders or files which are there in my D drive. So I will write dir, which is dir is a command by which we can see how many folders or files which are there in my D drive. So if I will press enter, you can see uh, these are the folders. These are the other directories which are present in my D drive. Directory of D drive, you can see. This is like there are some of the folders you can see, and one file also you can see like midwise dot. This is a file. This is the file project file dot docx. So this is the file, and others are the folders before it is written dir. And here you can see the timings when I have created these folders, time and date. So if I want to clear the terminal, here you can see there is a hodgepodge. So if I want to clear my CMD terminal, the command is cls command, to clear screen command, and I will press enter. So you can see my terminal will be cleared. So right now, if I will make you see the GUI interface. Now, if I want to move into this weekly source content uh, folder, so how can I move by terminal? So if I will write change directory to firstly, I will see how many folders are there in this D drive. So I will write the command di and then press enter. You can see the folders which I want to access is weekly source content. I want to move to this folder. So if I will write cd change directory to I will continuous if I will continuous press the tab button from my keyboard. Here you can see the suggestions. So continuous suggestions, and when you strike to that particular name to which you want to change the directory, you can stop it and then press enter. So right now I am in this. Now I am in weekly source content folder inside my D drive. So now I will clear the screen. So right now I am in here, weekly source content. Now, if I want to see how many files are there in weekly source content, now again I will write dir command to see the numbers of files which are present in this weekly source content folder. So this is basically you can migrate from one folder to another. Now, if I want to go to my previous folder, then I can do like cd dot dot change directory to the previous directory. So now I can back to my previous folder. But right now I want to be in this folder only. So I will like cd. If you will like the first letter also, W and then tab. So it will be automatically suggest you the whole name of that folder which is present in that D drive. Enter. Now I'm in weekly source content. So here you can see now here I want to move to this VS source content folder. So now if I want to see how many files and folders are there in weekly source content, so these are the list of files and folders. Now I want to open this VS source content folder to my Visual Studio Code through the terminal. So how can I do this? Like if normally I want to open VS source content through the GUI. So here I can see I have to write Visual Studio Code, then press enter, and then just press enter and like file and then new window, and I close this window. Wait a minute. Huh. So if I want to open this uh, VS source content folder in this Visual Studio Code, so I have to do like this open folder. Then I will go to the particular folder which I want to open. So I have to open this VS source content folder in my Visual Studio Code. So this is how we can do with the help of GUI. Uh, we can open this particular folder in Visual Studio Code. So how can I do this using the terminal? So here I have opened this new window and I will close the previous window. So this is the way I've made you seen that how you can open this particular folder in Visual Studio Code through GUI provided by the Windows. So right now, if I want to open this VS source content in Visual Studio Code directly through terminal. So I will see how many folders. So I want to open this VS Code content folder. So I will write code and then the folder which I want to open in Visual Studio Code. So if I will write V and then tab, here you can see it will automatically suggested me the name. And then if I will press enter, then that folder will automatically open in VS Code terminal. So this is the way you can directly open any folder to this Visual Studio Code. So this is the way. So these are the basic commands like, I also want to tell you that dir folder in CMD terminal is same as sorry, dir is not a folder. Dir command in command terminal is same as ls command in Mac OS. So if you will write ls in Mac OS, then here you can see it will not recognize because it is a Windows machine. But if you will write the ls command in Mac OS, then it will do the same it will do the same functionality as dir command. So cls command is used to clear the terminal. So this is the way, this how you can easily migrate to one folder or one file to through the terminal, CMD terminal. So this is for today by my side. So if anyone wants to ask anything, then he or she can ask. Does anyone wants to ask anything?
No, Keshav.
Okay, thank you. So Vedant, now you can come up with your presentations for today.
So, have you started the recording?
Yes, it is started and you can continue.
So, good evening, everyone. In the last session, I discussed about the classes and all obviously objects in JavaScript. So, as we are studying about the object-oriented programming, so in as we have discussed lots and lots of object classes, and I think we have completed objects and object literals. So I think we have covered the major part on that, and if something is left, we can see it parallelly. But the new thing that has got that I'm going to introduce today is as I talked in the last session also, and that is your you can say that is your constructor. So constructor is something. So constructor is something that is you can. I also discussed about constructors in the last session that why we use constructor, how we are using constructor parallelly. But today we are discussing more on constructors. So today I will be just giving you the basic instance of the constructors. In the next session, I will be discussing more on constructors. In next in the session, I will try to wrap over the constructors because constructor itself is a has many parts. For example, default setting default values or implicit type constructors and many parts of constructors are there. So first, so let's start up with the constructor today. So constructor is something that is see there were two in when we study JavaScript. So everyone knows about the ES6 classes. So we are not studying ES6 classes. Actually, what happens? Constructor basically we create to give the blueprint of an object because constructor is a very important method or important function to call to call or initiate in the code itself. If we are not initializing constructor in the, you can say, if you're not initializing constructor in our code, the code may have lots of variations. So if you're not using any constructor in the code, so let's see the piece of the code. So in this code, you can say that we can see that what basically a constructor is. Actually, here we have provided, you can say, uh, you can a simple class where you can say we have provided the and we passed the two parameters, first and last. What is happening over here? Here you can say this is the code of a JavaScript class methods. Okay, but we have also as I'm also introducing the constructor. So we have, if you have studied about the class, it is easier for you to understand the concept of constructors. Actually, what happened when there was you can say when ESS classes was not introduced. So those classes, if when these classes were not introduced, then we used to call constructor with we used to call constructor without the help of classes. So while we are not defining the classes, and we just, you can say, create constructors with the help of a function. We simply write function over there, and then creating the specified the specific constructor. But after invoking of the TSS classes, we can easily move up with with the help of classes, we can easily create the constructor. So this is something that we can understand, because in today's session or in the next session, I might be um, providing you without the class name or with the class name. So the confusion shall not be there. You should not get baffled about all this thing. So what I did, I just simply created the name as a class. So class name. So class over here is a name. Then I just, because I wanted to create a constructor or likewise over here, so I write constructor, then first and pass the parameters, that is first and last. So then after that, see, everyone knows that there is one keyword. This is a keyword. This keyword has been introduced, or it has been initialized to just it has been initialized to define a constructor. For example, if you're not providing this keyword for these parameters that are being passed inside the constructor, your program will not work, or it should give a blank output. If the output screen will get blank or something like that. So it is very important that you should know about this keyword. This dot first and this dot last is equals to first, and it is equals to last. So then see what I did over here. Then in the next instances of the code, I created the function as a time. So time over here is basically working as a function. Actually, if you have studied about date and time in the JavaScript, so in date and time in the JavaScript is something is a very important thing, because date and time is helpful in creating the web APIs, and date and time always works according to the local time that is in your laptop, or in your personal computers, whatever. So date and time is specifically, it is a particular method that has been created to modify the or you can say to modify the code to give the particular date or time of the code. Okay. to give the particular, I'm sorry, to give the particular date and time of the code. So it itself itself a function or itself a method. So if you're not knowing about all this thing, so it's not a big thing. It is setting date and time. It has been, although it has been taught itself in JavaScript, but it doesn't have any problem if you're not knowing this. So what I did, I just simply I created a function as time. In time, I was in writing. In time, I write the code as actually creating one variable over here. You can say, or you can say object over here. Okay, the object over here is date. Okay, so object over here is a date that is storing that I'm storing inside a date only. Actually, the that has been introduced as capital D, DATE, and bracket, as you can see over here, is a that is specified with the help of new. It is a object, and it is stored in the inside a variable as date that has been written as where all the alphabets are in small. So you should not have any confusion in this thing. So then I'm returning the date dot get full year. And see what actually what I wanted to do over here is, see what is my aim. Actually, I wanted to retrieve the full the the couple of years from my the local years that I have in my laptop. For example, if there is a person of if there is an employee, and let's take out a real time, you can say real time use, real time application. For example, there is an employee and who is working in the industry as you can say from 2006 or to 2006. Okay, so and we wanted to know that from how many years he was working over there in the industry. Although we are taking a very simple use case over here, but the all but when we work in industry, we wanted to extract some very complex things. So then these kinds of functions are very useful. So in the industry, for example, we want to know that at from how many years he was working in the industry. So, for example, he worked till 2012 or 2013. So, it will be giving the so by using the function, it will be directly telling you that it will be he was working from 4 years, or 5 years, or 6 years. What are the specific timeline there is. So here also, so here also, what I did, I simply you can say created the variable object as date and stored inside the variable. Then I was returning the date dot get full year. So actually, dot get full year in the JavaScript is an object. Okay, sorry, it's not an object. Did got get full year in the JavaScript? Here is a method. So if you or you can say it's a function over here. It acts as a function over here, or it is acting as a function over here. But if you but in a layman language, I should say it is a concept of a method. We are just wanted to call a method over here. So it is a method. It is a so you can also so it is a method. You can say a inbuilt method. So if you're calling it like that, so it will be giving you the particular thing. So it's just not a big deal. So they dot get full here. It's a method over here. Then you can see I used one hyphen over there, and then I'm writing over here this dot last. As I passed two parameters, this dot last. Then again I created I created a new object as name, and in that and I was storing in the variable as my name. There I pass the parameters, the name of the employer, or you can say or name of that corporate worker is Vedant and Shukla. So Vedant and Shukla, the two names. See, first name is Vedant, last is Shukla. Then I although told you about DOM, how the DOM works. You can see how the DOM is working over here in my last couple of sessions. So here I'm a developer. So in the last session I told you about what are the working of these commas. Okay, say okay. Or sorry, this semicolons. Or this sorry, these inverted commas. So I'm a developer. These inverted commas itself it has a very important use case over here. For example, when you're writing dot in HTML, so you should very accurately you should use these inverted commas. If you're not providing this statement, no problem. It is just for use. It is just used to provide a simple statement over there, and if you're not providing statement, no problem, but you have to use it properly, and you have to use it. Otherwise, the problem, your output screen can be blank. So I'm a developer from, that was a statement passed over there. Then my name dot time. So my name was an object. Okay. So it wasn't variable. So from here it was calling that uh, that parameter, because parameters are passed inside that in the new object. The new object was created and the parameters were passed in the new object. See, because date is working as an object, because the date is an object working for the function of a time, and it is not, and the base class is same, that is name, and my name is for it is for using from whom you want to extract the parameter, like this. Okay, so you can see that then again I provided, additionally I'm providing the statement since I joined. But you can say the statements were getting printed in my browser, but I'm a developer from it was coming at NAM since I joined. So I okay I told you about what is NAN, what is the working of NAN. So NAN works like not a number. NAN basically is not a number. Okay, so don't get confused with NAN, because I might be doing some kind of a, you can say, error. So my code has as a little my code has an error. So if you're able to find it, it's well and good. Although I'm not explaining it, although I will be going to explain it in my next slide. But the thing is that what kind of error it is, why it is giving the errors. Everything I was doing that's right. So this dot last was also written something. Everything was written as usual. I was extracting. I want to extract that timeline from that particular, and abroad is working, or that developer is working in the industry, that industry. Okay, so I was doing something wrong. Let's check out what and resolve this code. Then resolve this error in this particular code. So the problem that I was you can say the creating over here is that, you can say, if you're able to fetch out, then it's well and good. Actually, what happened? I I had to pass an additional parameter as year. I haven't passed an additional parameter, and I wanted to extract with my last, and last was always my, you can say, my last name. My full name is, my full name is Ran Shukla, the last name is Shukla, so it will be extracting the Shukla over there, but it hasn't extracted the Shukla because it is something, it is unspecified in terms of, you can say, in terms of methods. It is unspecified. So the parameters was giving you something else, and you're passing something else. So it is like a very unspecified thing. Okay. So as you can see over here, I passed out the correct parameter, that is I provided a particular year. Intentionally, I did that code wrong. So here you can see I passed the, now I'm passing the correct parameter over there. See, for example, I provided my laptop is showing the local time. That is the local time over here right now. Here is okay. So it is showing the correct date and time. So when I'm writing the year as 2022, if I'm writing if I'm writing the year as 2022, so then I pass again. I'm provided I use that correct function over there and correct variable over here. Then I passed the correct parameter in the last line itself. So you can see it is giving, I'm a developer from, what is it is getting printed. I'm a developer from 2 years since I joined the industry, something like that. So I wrote like that. So 2022. So I provided the parameter as 2022 because my PC is showing the local time, so it is fetching according to your system. For example, if I'm writing likewise 2012 or 2011, so it will be giving you can say additional, it will be adding up the additional years at 10 20 years, 15 years, and whatsoever. But one thing more, that if you're providing a year that is out of the box, for out of the box, what did I do from out of the box? Okay, I will be explaining you in the next session also. that is something like if we are running with 2024 and we are writing and passing the parameter of 2025-26, so it will be giving us negative sign. You can say it will get printed over there. So we'll be discussing it later on with new modifications in the code itself. So yes, this is one is very important. So in mostly the you can say interviews, or you can say actually when you if you are doing that multiple choice questions, so multiple choice questions, many of you are having the problem that how to find the output of the code. So the solution is very simple, and that is like obviously it is by practice only. It doesn't have any, you can say, trick or something like that. But yes, uh, so you have to understand the you can understand the mathematics of the code, or you can understand the nature of the code and what the code is trying to say, and you have to, because when you are going to the, you can say, coding round, or you can say uh, any interview process. So in most of the companies, a good company will ask you, they might give you the format of, see, every company has its own format of shortlisting the candidates. But so many companies are behaving like that. They are giving multiple choice questions in terms of output or technical round, especially in technical round I'm talking about. So they list the multiple choice questions and they want you to debug to fetch out the proper output, to fetch out the proper output. So it is very important. So here I divided the code into the two parts. The first part of the code is uh, like that. See, there is one variable as x over here. See, okay, they have a variable as x over here, and that x variable is something is creating a new object as an
Vedant,
x.
5 minutes left
Okay, yeah,
in your slot.
okay. Okay, so there's one variable like x, and it is showing some key value pairs like that, and there is one another variable as y, and it is storing the object of x. See, what is an object of x? Actually, object dot keys, first understand what is on object dot keys. Actually, object dot keys is something like that. You can say object.keys is a format, it's a function. It is a particular function or a method, a proper method for calling the key value pairs in that is stored inside the any variable. So here it is stored and we that is, as we are providing x over that x inside it. So it is creating a new it is creating an object of x. Okay, so it is very clear. So what we want, see, console.log, everyone knows that is used for printing out the output in the screen. So y dot length. So from the variable y, it wanted to print the length that has been stored inside it. The see, y has some objects stored inside it, and it wanted to print the length of those objects. So if you can guess the output, it's very good. You can pause the video or something like that, or you can. I'm waiting for you to guess it. Guess it. So let me, because we are in shortage of time, let me tell you the output. The output will be 2. So many of you will be understanding why it is 2. Actually, it is 2 because B has the key and the value of B is 1, and C is the key again, the key and the value of the C is 2. So so it wanted to print the whole length of an object. Okay, so the whole length of an object, and had, as it has two variables, two keys, so it is printing the number of keys, and that is 2. Okay, so don't get confused that C, it is printing the value of C. No, it is not like that. It is taking the whole statement. It is taking the whole keys, and it is counting number of keys and printing the output. So the answer of course will be as 2. Let's move to the second one. Second one says that, see x over here is indicated as a string. X is a variable of a string. Then again, it's the same thing is here. We created another variable as y, and then y we are storing the object of x. See, so by JS1, see, JS1 is the JavaScript object notation. Although we have already studied that part, but it's a very simple thing. You can understand it easily. parsing is a method. Parsing is a function that is used for calling, or you can say fetching out the or retrieving the array. Fetching, or you can say it is likewise key object dot keys is retrieving the array, the values of the array. So JS on that parse is also do the same thing, but in a different way. It is also parse the you can say the values of the you can say object. So likewise over here is again, but here what does it want? It want the what is the type of X. So it doesn't want to print a link. It doesn't want to print. You can say the value. It wanted to print that what is the Y. What is Y over here? So type of is itself a function in the JavaScript. It has been used to identify that what kind of data type over here is. So parse is over here is indicated as an object with the help of the function that has been provided over here is X. So it is so it will be getting printed as that the answer will be as object, because X over the type of X is object. So if you can practically you can do it when you're inspecting your screen. You can do at console.log. You will get the same output. You can, when you are searching like that type of this is the object, because the string that has been stored in X is itself it's working like that. It is working like that in object. Okay, so parsing is a method. We will be discussing it later on also. So okay, so although I had completed with my session, if you have any Q&A question and answers, you can just please read it out.
No question.
Let's see about what is object.assign and object.create. Object.assign in create is something everyone knows that object.create is creating an object. We will do it practically also. Object.assign is something that it is copying the values. Object.assign works as copying of values from the you can say if you created one uh, one file, okay, or you can say one object itself. From that object, it can be used to copy from one you can say value to the another. So assigning can be help in can help, or I can say you can by assigning you can using this function object.assign, you can copy the value from one to another. Or for example, you have created three kinds of objects, and where you are storing the values as like key value pairs. Then in those three objects, for example, source one, source two, and the last is target or destination. So for example, if I'm in console.log, if I'm printing target dot result one or result two, or source one, source two, something like that, take you can take it according to you. So for example, if first one has 1 2 3, the second A1 A2 A3, the second one has B1 B2 B3, and third one has A1 A2 or B3, like that. So it just so the target so first it was certain target over here, or the source over here, or destination what has been there. So it is printing or copying, assigning the value of target
Vedant,
from
less
first and
than
second part.
1 minute you have to cover. 1 minute is left.
So yes, so it has been provided, or you can say copying from the whole thing inside one variable. So that is the benefit of you are using object.assign and object.create itself. Okay, so you can use it like that. So for example, so although it is used for copying, so and in terms of mathematics, it is using union function. So it gives you the union of one and two, and storing in the third one. Instance of operator it is commonly used for creating an instance, okay, of object prototypes. So and prototype, everyone knows what is a prototype in JavaScript. Uh, it is a kind of object that is being created. Polymorphism, inheritance in JavaScript, although I will be discussing in later on also. Composition inheritance is used for increasing the code reusability and code functionality in a proper order or proper manner. Instance of operator, again I'm telling, it is used for improving the behavior of the operation of the JavaScript. Okay, behavior, it is used for improvising the behavior. So I have done with all those things. Encapsulation is again bundling of data, hiding of data, and polymorphism is creating the many forms of one thing. and inheritance, and it's a kind of we have to have types of inheritance. All them revising all those things in the next section also. Thank you very much.